So, I can't play the race card anymore. And worse than that, I found out some disturbing news. I was downtown, walking across the street, and I hear somebody yell out, "Hey, fat ass!" So I turn around to see where this fat ass is at so I can, laugh at him. The guy's pointing at me. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And then I look at myself in the reflection of one of the mirrors in the door, and I was like, oh my God, it's true. I mean, it was such a shock. Like when I found out my ex-girlfriend was born a man. She was like, what do you think that thing was between my legs? I'm like, I don't know, a tampon? I was a virgin, for God's sakes. But the problem with being fat is that you're just outnumbered as far as jokes are concerned. When I was in high school, there'd be people making fun of me constantly, and you had to be quick on your toes to get a joke back. But I decided to forget all that and go to my roots, playing the race card. Someone would come up to me and then say something like, "You're so fat you use a beach towel for a washcloth." And I would just turn around in the most serious look I could give him and say, "Sir, I am not a cotton picker." Now everybody was listening and they're like, wait, what? Did that guy make a racist joke at him? Is that why he responded like that? And it would totally throw the guy off his game. It was beautiful. But you see, there's so many things that you can do nowadays and make fun of people. Even with the PC police, there's just a point where you can't say this about black people, white people, you can't say this about gender, but you can still make fun of weight. It's the last thing not protected by the PC shield. Like, for instance, a woman talking about her date. She can't say, "Oh, I can't date black guys. I like driving in fancy cars at night." Don't like getting pulled over. No. See, that would be wrong. But a woman could say something like, "Oh, I can't date a fat guy. I have enough breast size competition with other women." See, that's fine. And that's wrong. I think that's wrong. On top of that, there's certain things you can't wear. If I wear a red shirt walking down the street, people are yelling out, "Hey, Fat Albert!" Yeah, very funny. If I'm wearing a purple shirt, I have teenagers and stoners coming up to me asking me for McDonald's coupons thinking I'm Grimace or Barney. One time I had on a brown shirt. I figured no one's going to mess with me with a brown shirt on. No, I had little kindergarten kids running up to me saying, "Ooh, it's Mr. Snuffleupagus." I'm not no damn Sesame Street character. When it came Halloween, it was always, "Hey, you know what you'd look great as? Jabba the Hutt." "Oh, hey, check this out. Easy costume. You could go as a bowling ball." And these were from my friends, and I had lots of them. Now that I think about it, I did have a lot of friends, and all of them were ugly. Of course, I found out they only hung out with me so that just by being around me, they'd look better. Bastards. And there's just things that you can't do when you're fat. There's things you can't say. Like, for instance, I hated gym. It was stupid, especially when you had second period gym and then you had to spend the rest of the day smelling like crap because the showers were broken. But could I speak out about gym? Could I say, "Hey, gym should be canceled. There should be no gym"? No, because of course people would be like, "Psh, I bet you don't like gym, you fat ass." It's just like, ugly women complaining about the bikini car wash. No, you're not going to be able to get your point across in that manner. There's places that you can't go, like I was saying. You go to an all-you-can-eat restaurant, when you get up to pay the bill, they raise the rate on you. They start charging you by the pound. Before you walk in, they all of a sudden put a plate restriction on you. I was at an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. I was sitting there with my friends enjoying a meal. I had an old Chinese man come up to me, and he's like, "You been here 5 hours, you go!" I'm like, damn, that's just wrong. I've only been here 4 hours. Then he gets like all mean and hunched over and gets that evil look in his eyes staring at me. Like one of those kung fu flicks where they zoom in on the master's eyes. Then he points to the back room. I'm like, what? You got Ken and Ryu back there ready to kick my ass? Tell you. Can't go anywhere. Amusing parts consider me insurance hazard now. Oh, I don't know if our reinforced steel could hold you. Sorry, you can't come in. And they try to bar you before you even get in. They make the turnstiles all tight so you can't squeeze through and shit. I mean, they have belts out there in the front. They're like, hey, try to put this belt on. If you can't, don't even bother coming in. Oh, but by the way, we have a concession stand over here to feed your needs. Oh, and then they try to be slick. They'll say something like, hey, would you like one of our accessibility carts? You know, to hold that girth of yours. Uh-huh. I see what they're saying. I see what they're saying. They have the restrictions. You know, they have the heights for little kids. Shit, they had one for width. They're like, if your ass is this wide, you ain't getting on this bitch. And it's one thing to have strangers, people in the public, mistreat you. But your own family? I remember going to a family barbecue, and I go in the backyard, and I'm, you know, trying to relax, trying to have some fun. I'm about to sit down. They come running over like I just about to step on a landmine. No. Don't sit on the IKEA furniture. IKEA furniture? I didn't know they made dollar store plastic furniture at IKEA, but whatever. Don't you hate it when, you know, someone tries to put you on a diet? I'm at the barbecue, I'm waiting in line, and, you know, they hand me a plate. It's got like one meatball on it, a bunch of carrots and shit. I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh, I thought you were on a diet. Oh, really? That's news to me. And the flip side of that, of course, is when they want to overfeed you. You know, I'm done eating. I'm sitting there relaxing. And, you know, Auntie Batwika comes over and she's like, you hungry, boy? I'm like, no. Well, you look hungry. Let me go get you something to eat. I don't want you starving. I'm like, what the hell? She goes and brings me over a big old plate of food. I'm like, hey, whatever. Start eating. Then she goes walking over and she's with the other women and they're all pointing and whispering, he should really do something about his weight. I mean, that's just wrong. And then, of course, when I was coming out here, I got on the flight. It was just horrible. And, you know, I'm not even going to say the name of the airlines. American Airlines. So I'm sitting there in the seats, and you know those airplane seats are really tight. And, you know, okay. You know, my legs and thighs sticking a little bit over to the next seat. It's no big deal. It's an empty seat. So the stewardess comes over, and she's like, giving me that snobby look. You know that look like when you walk into a fancy store with jeans on, and they're like, what the hell are you doing here? Or like when you're eating out and the menu doesn't have prices, and you're like, how much does this cost? It's like, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. She's like, sir, or ma'am, like you can't tell my gender, you mother. You'll have to purchase an additional seat due to your condition. Bitch acts like I got leprosy or something. I'm fat. I'm not contagious. So I had to buy another seat. And it was a travesty. It was horrible. It was appalling. I was angry. Oh, not because I had to buy another seat. No, that's fine. I don't mind having to buy another seat. I paid that, no problem. I had 2 seats. But did I get 2 meals? No.